up, Shorty, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Shorty Skate Series. Today you'll notice something a little different about my roller skate. It doesn't have a slide block. So I've had a lot of people ask me, can you drop in without a slide block? Can you stall without a slide block? So I thought I would go through some tricks you can do on coping without a slide block. I'll also talk about the differences between skating without a slide block versus skating with a slide block. So a lot of roller skate packages don't come with a slide block. So this is the Bond Park Star boot with Prodigy plate and flow wheels. So if you're looking to drop in, stall, jump on coping, then I recommend getting a metal plate. The Bond Park Star package does come with a tracer plate, which is metal, so that's better for if you don't have a slide block and you want to do coping tricks. As you can see here, after some skating, I have done damage to the trucks. If I had a larger foot and the trucks were further apart, I would also be hitting my plate. That's why I recommend having a metal plate or getting slide blocks that protects the plate and lets you slide. The main difference between skating with or without slide blocks for coping tricks is the foot placement and body positioning. Because of this, the feeling of locking onto the coping is very different. With no blocks, locking onto the coping is more like a hooking motion. For backside tricks, where your back is towards the deck, you are hooking onto the coping with your back wheels. For frontside tricks, where your chest is facing the deck, you are hooking onto the coping with your front wheels. But with slide blocks, the feeling is very different. Instead of hooking onto the coping, you need to use your momentum to pivot your body axis around the coping. This is because you don't have the gap in between your trucks to hook your wheels onto the coping. It's the pivot motion that allows you to stand upright on the deck when you're stalling or dropping in. With no blocks, it's not possible as the angle of your skates will always be angled into the ramp. Here's a side-by-side of blocks versus no blocks in terms of body axis and foot positioning when doing some tricks. You can see that without blocks, the angle of your body is limited as your skates cannot pivot around the coping. When rolling onto coping, forwards or fakie, you need to lift your heels or toes to help your wheels get over the coping. It's the same motion for with or without blocks. However, when rolling off coping, there is a little difference between blocks and no blocks. With no blocks, you will need to lift your toes or heels to help you clear the height of your wheels. But with blocks, you'll just roll off as there's no risk of clipping your wheels. When jumping on coping, the feeling without blocks can feel more secure than with blocks. This is because if successful, you are hooking onto the coping and there's no risk of slipping off. The coping catches you and holds you in place. Whereas with blocks, there is no way for the coping to help you stop and hook on, so you have to use timing and body positioning to land your tricks. Of course, the curve of your slide block will help you with this, but it's a different feeling compared to jumping without blocks. Here is some inspiration for stalls without blocks. But what about grinding? So depending on your plate setup, it may be possible to 50-50 grind on narrow trucks and without blocks. It's less grinding on your trucks and more rolling on your wheels. Just be careful, you may also be clipping your kingpin on the coping and it could damage it. I hope this video helped you understand the differences between skating without blocks versus skating with blocks. If you have any questions, please comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching and please like and share this video if you found it helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more skating tips and tricks.